Okay, so I got a lot of thoughts coming out of Survivor Series and CM Punk returning. My name is Rev Sauce. Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe to all my video places that you're going to watch this video on. And make sure to check out all my streaming places down below. We just relaunched Kick. That is Rev Sauce TVV over on Kick. Link down below. Come out and follow me. We relaunched the channel because I deleted my first channel. Down below will be all my affiliate links for Visual Wireless and everything down below for that. I'm a brand ambassador over there. My affiliate code gives you $20 off on your first month's bill or your first phone that you're going to be leasing. So it's only for the first month. That's it. And it helps me help you. So down below in the description. So my thoughts on Survivor Series. Survivor Series was a little bit of a piss poor event. Honestly, I didn't really care for a lot of things. I felt there was some squash matches. I thought Gunther and Miz was pretty decent. The Miz is still showing you why the Miz is still good. I knew he wasn't going to beat Gunther. The women's match, Rhea Ripley. Did you really think that they were going to have her lose? No, they were going to have her lose. Again, Zoe Stark's great shit, but at the end of the day, Zoe Starks is not the future right now. She's too green right now. Give her some more time to be a heel. I think you build her up, and then maybe we have this conversation of her becoming a first-time WWE Women's World Heavyweight Champion. You know what I mean? Again, the women's match, honestly, I could care less. And Becky Lynch, I could care less. That match was kind of just a throwaway match to me. I felt the men's match was better than the women's match, honestly. They all worked their hearts out, but honestly, at the end of the day, Bayley saying Sasha Banks was coming back and teasing that throughout the few days before. I mean, again, I don't know why Bayley should be running her mouth, but again, like I said, Sasha was not going to be returning, and unfortunately, a lot of people wanted her back at Chicago. That's not going to happen. I really do see Monet going to AEW. I think Tony Khan is very, when he wants to throw his money around, he'll throw his money around. I think Sasha will be, or Monet will be in AEW and doing New Japan at the same time too, kind of like Will Ospreay having that contract to where they could do a little bit of both when they want to and when they need to. So I see Monet going back to, I see her either going back to WWE now since Punk's there and a few names are back. I could see that. Or I can honestly see her just going AEW and kind of doing what Trinity's doing. Trinity's killing it over in Impact. Impact just doesn't have that audience to watch that, honestly, or the new TNA. They just really don't have that audience. But again, I see Monet back in, WWE if the money's right, and the creative's right. That's what she's basically stated. It has to be on the right playing field. And she didn't really like how Triple H spoke of her at the end, but she respects Triple H. So at the end of the day, we'll see. I really see Monet in AEW, but that was teased. Randy Orton, they did a great job with Randy Orton. And plus Randy Orton, he said it himself. He just wants to have fun doing what he does. I could see him being penciled in, taking down Gunther. I could see him also winning a World Heavyweight title down the road. I could see him being tag team champions with Cody if they wanted to, bring back Legacy if they wanted to. There's a lot of things with Randy Orton they can do personally. Again, like I said before, Randy Orton's a great piece of talent. Treat him right, keep him healthy. That's going to be the main thing. Keep him healthy. I want to see him have a few WrestleManias before it's all said and done with him. Again, Randy Orton, John Cena, 1-2 to me in this decade, in this generation of wrestlers, man. You could pencil, for the greatest of all time, you could pencil in Randy Orton. You could pencil in fucking John Cena, man. Literally 1-2 to me. You could put, if CM Punk, you could put CM Punk there. I wouldn't put him up in the top 5, but you could put him in the top 10, honestly. Again, I like seeing CM Punk back at WWE. It makes sense. And speaking of CM Punk coming out, Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre weren't happy. It is what it is. They're going to do business to do business. At the end of the day, they're getting paid multi-million dollars a year by Triple H and Nick Khan. They need to shut the fuck up and just do business at this point. Both of them. honestly. And Drew McIntyre's already stated that he has one foot out the door. Sheamus and him both have one foot out the door. I wouldn't be surprised if they go to AEW and take buku money. I wouldn't be surprised Drew Galloway comes back and goes to AEW. I wouldn't be surprised. It just screams Drew McIntyre to me is more suitable for AEW for what they have right now, and he could be pushed as a main carder, and I would start him out as a TNT champion already. But that's just me. I think Drew McIntyre, I think by April will probably be, June, July, probably signing a contract with AEW. He's well stated and it's been well documented. He has one foot out the door, unless the money's really good. But I don't see him. He wants to be that top guy. He's not going to be the top guy in WWE now. I think he's going to be that mid-card guy going after Intercontinental belts and U.S. championships. I feel bad for him because he never had a real run with the World Heavyweight Championship. So CM Punk being in WWE, look, he lost a lot of credibility when he left AEW. He didn't want to be in AEW for very long because of what was going on with Vince McMahon. If you look into all this and you dissect all of it, you could see CM Punk was playing his cards. You could see CM Punk was buying his time. That contract that he signed, that Tony Khan was signing CM Punk for, was more of renting CM Punk more than anything. He was renting and borrowing time of CM Punk. And it's really sad because he really, really used AEW to get where he needed to be. And Tony Khan didn't know how to handle him. And AEW is still trying to pick up the pieces at the moment, at the end of the day. Again, AEW can rise. I think they'll rise from this. I think AEW will lose some people out of this because AEW has really done nothing since CM Punk left. They haven't done anything juicy outside of maybe pushing Swerve Strickland and MJF and Jay White and that whole situation over there in AEW. But they really haven't done very much. They haven't brought in a big splash. Adam Copeland wasn't the big splash as they thought it was going to be. So you're going to see Punk being on Raw more often. You're going to see him on Raw. Now, the reason I say that is because Raw, they're trying to shop around the networks. And USA and Nick Khan are almost at a deal. So once they start pulling these 2.1, 2.0, stuff, and they start getting more and more and more, that's why I see CM Punk more with Seth Rollins for the title at Mania than I do Roman, because they really need to upsell. They really need to upsell Raw. They need to get a deal. So I knew why they signed Punk, because they need to get Raw over the hump here to get a deal with USA. And this makes sense. I don't really see Nick Khan signing with FSX or FXXX, or FX. I don't see that happening. Sorry, words are hard. Anyway, I just don't see that, and I don't see Amazon Prime. I see they want to stick with USA. They're happy with USA, but they want buku money, and that's the thing. That's why Nick Khan hasn't had a deal, and this will probably put it over the top. Now, to wrap up, honestly, CM Punk returning, at the end of the day, I don't care. I'm still a CM Punk fan nonetheless, but he lost a lot of respect from me and what he did with AEW. Could that change? He said he's a changed person. He's learned from his mistakes. He's back in the fold with WWE. He should sign a contract with Just for Men. It looked like he's got a mullet thing going on. It looks like he's got a frohawk going on. It looks like he's got everything going on. It just looks like it's the right place to be for him. And I think, if WWE is going to go non-PG, or they're going to go private, TKO is talking about going private, CM Punk should be your man driving that. Honestly, CM Punk should be your new world champion or undisputed champion. Yes, you should give him a championship off the rip. Why wouldn't you? He wherever he's going to go, he's either going to get booed or cheered, and there's going to be so many butts in the seats. Monday Night Raw, the roof's going to blow off the building. Guarantee it. Who else goes over to WWE from AEW from this? MJF's got a bidding war, but I think he re-signed with AEW. But who else goes over to WWE now since Punk signed? They did not confirm or deny that he signed. And they're saying, and then PWI came out, or PW Torch came out and said he signed a multi-year deal. So I'm assuming it was all done in the back. They kind of kept him very under wraps before bringing him out to the audience. Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, I feel sorry for. Out of all this, I feel sorry for Drew. Drew gets fucked over out of all this. Seth Rollins really doesn't get screwed over at the end of the day. Him and Seth Rollins can make great chemistry. Seth Rollins has basically said, same with Roman. If they want to keep the belt on Roman at 40 and CM Punk loses to Rollins, or Punk goes after Roman, the big dog, instead and wins belt off of Roman, I wouldn't be mad either way. Roman should lose the belt no matter what at Mania. I don't care to who. I just want him to lose. He's had the belt too long. They need to feature the champion every week at this point, or every other week. I think at this point, CM Punk being penciled into either one of those feuds would be fine by me. I think they're going to put him more with Seth Rollins because of what's going on with Seth. If you guys haven't seen it, middle fingers, telling people to fuck off. He's been really upset. I probably just got in trouble with YouTube for saying fuck off, but, anyway. But, you guys get the point where I'm coming from. Again, Punk, at the end of the day, is going to be a big draw. However you slice it and dice it. I think he'll do wonders for WWE. I think he'll do better in WWE than AEW. He didn't want to be in AEW. He was buying his time. He was renting time from AEW and getting paid for it. And I think it's just sad that he had to use a company to come back to WWE to get what he wanted at the end of the day. I think he was very, very calculated on Vince McMahon getting removed. I think this was a conversation between Nick Khan and Triple H. I think it's Triple H and Nick Khan's company at this point. They're making moves, and they're making great moves. Now booking needs to come together. Like, we talk about AEW, right, having better booking at times. Now WWE, they have everything now in place. They have the women's wrestling talent. They have the men's talent now with CM Punk. They need to book better, not repeat matches. Now you go forward. Now you have your foot on top of AEW's throat. Okay, you really kind of do at this point. Now make storytelling matches. Triple H, take what you did in Black and Gold and now officially show Tony Khan why you were Booker of the Year for many, many years before AEW showed up on the scene. That's what Triple H needs to do. They really need to do the winter of Punk and the summer of Punk. And Punk needs to stop being injury prone. That's one thing here that nobody's talking about. CM Punk was very injury prone in AEW. Okay, he was very injury prone between the shoulder injury. I believe he had a leg injury. Again, Punk literally needs to stay healthy for it to look right for WWE for the amount of money that he's signing for. Again, he's going to be merchandise. Kids are going to love him. Are they going to let him have an unfiltered mic? What are they going to do with them? This is going to be fascinating to me. It's going to be a wild ride. At the end of the day, my name is Rev Sauce. Again, CM Punk making moves. I knew this was coming eventually. I wasn't surprised. And I'm not surprised. Triple H said he would work with anybody. Anybody he's had beef with over the years. And they probably sat down and they probably squashed it. Look, CM Punk's older. He's almost in his 50s now, man. Like, his prime is still there, kind of, but not really. And again, CM Punk looks like Just for Men. He needs to get a brand sponsor, put that on his shirt, man. I'm just saying. Anyway, my name is Rev Sauce. Hope you enjoyed this video. Look, my opinion is my opinion at the end of the day. Honestly, if you want my honest review of Survivor Series, it was literally I would say a 7.5 at best. And I'm being generous. It wasn't that great. They didn't have many things, and I knew when they didn't have many matches for Survivor Series like they typically do with championships involved, I knew they were going to debut a bunch of people and pop a rating. All this is about ratings and to get a new network deal for Raw. This was what this was about. That's why they pulled the trigger with CM Punk. That's just the way it goes. That's business for you. Anyway, Nick Khan, Triple H, you love them, hate them right now. They are doing really good things right now. And it's just proving why WWE is superior to AEW. Why AEW is like the USFL and XFL. I don't mean to put it like that in perspective like that, but WWE is like the NFL of wrestling, and then there's everything else, and there's a reason for that. They have built for 50 years what they needed to build. That's just the fact. That's just the way it goes. Vince McMahon set up everything. And like literally like long after Triple H is gone, long after Nick Khan's gone, they're still going to be running. They're still going to be doing the things no matter what Endeavor does. Supposedly Liberty or whatever, their company that owns Endeavor, is already talking about going private. If they go private, then it tells me that WWE could do different things again, and maybe we could have an Attitude 2.0. I don't know. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe. Again, what's your opinion on CM Punk? Let me know down below. I'm kind of happy about it, but I want to see. I'm all about the chaos that's coming. You like Triple H even said it's gonna be a roller coaster ride, and yeah, everything came down at the last minute, and this was a money move. To get ratings and pops for them to get a possible signing of Raw to USA Network. So that's why. Anyway, I'll see you guys. Peace.